I got an email, and the subject line was Golden Girls. So I thought, well, this is going to be a walk in the park. This is going to be so nice. Yeah, it's going to be so great.
Finally, someone who non-confrontational.
Yeah, exactly. And she says, I will never, ever listen again because of something you said about the TV show Golden Girls. I know. And that is like stunning to me.
Yeah, because that's normally your thing.
Exactly. You know how much I like that show. So, of course,
I got an email. Sometimes if you get emails, they come to my phone, too, as well as the office. Mm-hmm. And sometimes you can kind of see the first line of an email, but you don't see the whole thing on your phone.
Yeah.
That happened, I guess it was Friday. Uh-huh. And the subject line was, can we have one opening segment without talking about ...
I got that too.
And I was so intrigued. It's like, what could it possibly be?
Well, okay. I thought of three things. Okay. Wordle. Which I got in 2 today, by the way.
Awesome. I got it in 3.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Okay. I had to sit with it for a while.
Yeah. Good job.
Wordle. Painful rectal itch.
Mm-hmm. Very common.
Okay.
Very common subject in emails.
Which I'm dealing with still, by the way. Or pickleball. Mm-hmm. Okay. The answer in this one was pickleball. If you had pickleball, you're you've
I was
won
a little surprised to see that.
Yeah, and I was a little taken back by that too because that was Friday, and we only mentioned it very briefly. Mm-hmm. It was like, did you play? Yes, I did. That was it. Mm-hmm. Up late playing. That was it. Ooh, I played yesterday.
You weren't supposed to.
Oh wow,
you're a rebel.
Do you know?
You walked out of here. I can't. I'm not playing. I can't.
I won't.
When the text comes in, I'll have to say, no, I can't.
That's right.
We all know how weak you are.
Yeah.
It's because this guy who I really like, his name is Chris Kepko, and he's like in charge of a lot of pickleball. And I got the text. He's like a guy I'm really trying to impress. Mm-hmm. Him and Jody. And
Jody.
Jody's
There's
like,
nothing he can't do.
No.
Ain't that the truth? But Chris Kepko is similar, okay? And he's
just not as handsome.
They're close. I mean, they're
really?
They're both.
Okay. I've seen Jody. I've never met Chris.
Well, Chris is right there with him.
Okay.
And just a great guy. So
Sophie's choice. You know what? I want to change the channel right now. Can I send my own email?
I just got an email from Biggie. I'm never listening again.
Can we have one segment?
Who's hotter?
Well, I wasn't going to play yesterday. Family. Okay, family.
Well, you said there was a bit of a crisis.
Yeah.
We've got some issues with my son and his behavior, and we're trying to fix that.
As a man older than us has now passed on, would say, nip it.
To nip it in the bud. Right. There's, rumors swirling about vaping and buying vape products, and is he or isn't he, and hanging out with people he shouldn't be, and wasting his time. I mean, all of these things. And so I needed to be home when that boy got home from school. Okay. And he gets home from school at 5 o'clock. I mean, it's a late day for him. And so I got a text about 1:45 from Chris Kepko. I was like, oh my God. I mean, I was on the road. I was driving home, and the text said, can you be at the park at 2:30? I need a fourth. And I just said, can I do this? My hand was shaking. And I said, yes, I can. And so I told my wife.
You're not driving, are you?
I just had to race home and grab my shoes. And I walked in, and she said, oh, good to see you. I said, I can only be here for 2 minutes. Yes. I'm sorry. I just need to
with the family.
Put on my shoes. But it worked out well because I could play for 3 hours and then get home in time. So that's the whole thing. I couldn't play at night.
Yeah.
So I'd play during the day. Mm-hmm. That's the whole thing. And I was really trying to show off for Chris Kepko.
Yeah.
And at the end, he said, hey, man, good playing today.
Oh my God, he noticed.
I know. So
now I have to go back to real life.
That's the issue right there.
One can help but notice as an observer that your behavior is exactly the same as your son.
My son, exactly.
You're both trying to impress the cool guy.
I know.
And you're both doing things that you know you shouldn't be doing.
That's right. Taking our time for things. And
look at you.
And everything else suffers. Everything else suffers. Look at my wardrobe. Look at what I'm wearing, for God's sake.
Gray on gray.
Gray on gray. I mean, just as bad as it gets.
Yeah.
I haven't even spoken to my accountability buddy today. I mean, I slid into this seat so late, I wasn't even able to say hello to this man right
I'm fine. It's okay.
I know, but I should come in here. I want to know
Not the point, Biggie.
No, not the point. That's the whole thing. I should be in here to say hello to you at the very least and get the understanding of your life. But instead, I'm running behind. I'm always doing things I should with my time.
Sure.
Yeah, with my time.
Your son would ground you. For this type of behavior.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
For that kind of thing. And here I'm not in here to. It's just upsetting. But I just can't say no to it. And there's yet another opening segment where pickleball is mentioned.
Yep, well, we've lost another listener.
There it goes again. This one over Golden Girls got me up nights. I mean, I can't even.
Yeah, I want to hear about this.
Believe you me, we've got to get to that. I did get a ton of great emails yesterday from P1 listeners who wanted to help me out with our trip to Dollywood. We made that announcement yesterday. Dollywood for spring break.
We going
to Dollywood. Biggie's meeting us there. The Great Smoky Mountains will never.
I'll have matching scooters.
Yep.
This is gonna be.
Yeah, I got a lot of emails saying I'm going to need a scooter, and I blame you two for that.
Well, it's hilly. It's a hilly place from what I hear. That's the thing.
It's literally in the mountains.
Biggie, we said last year when Biggie was planning a trip to Nashville, we said, we'll meet you at the airport with a scooter. It's on us because we knew he'd need one to get around Nashville. Now, when we made that offer, what we also secretly knew was Biggie will never go to Nashville. So the trip was canceled.
Yeah. We never even looked into pricing.
No, didn't happen.
So I don't know what a rascal costs to rent.
Right. So now I say, well, I'm going to Dollywood. Biggie says, I'll meet you there, which I welcome.
Thank you.
And then dozens and dozens of people say, get him a scooter because it's a hilly place.
I have to remind everyone, I'm still mobile, and they go, not Dollywood mobile.
No, you're not. No.
And I find that to be very rude.
Do you think that's rude?
One lady said, well, I needed one, so I'm assuming you do.
You're not.
So
you're not Dollywood mobile. That's the thing. You are not.
I said, well, I'm still walking around. They said, not Dollywood.
Not Dollywood.
It's because of the hills.
Do you know what I hear is hilly? Very, very hilly that you don't realize is the Masters, Augusta National. Which
I can see that.
So I hear from people who've been.
Yeah, because on TV, you don't really see it as much, but people
who flattens it out.
Yeah, but people who go say you know walking there.
It does make sense that when you watch,
it does.
Putts roll and roll and roll and roll and shots roll.
But and I mean I'm told it is a huge difference between watching it on television and being.
You don't see a lot of rascals rolling around Augusta.
No, that's true.
Is that a rascal-free zone?
I wonder if the folks at Augusta allow rascals.
They're very, very controlling.
So and they do make a little noise, I'm sure, for the golfers. You know, you don't want to.
Do they?
The rascal? I don't know. Does
like the carts in the grocery stores don't, but those are grocery store only.
Maybe you're right. So I would say to Biggie that if you're going to Augusta National or Dollywood, call ahead.
Vegas?
Well. Oh, no, Vegas I've been to. I ain't get around Vegas.
But the city blocks are bigger than they
to get across the street is not
I don't
easy.
leave the casino.
Well,
that's right.
Even to get around,
just gamble.
You just go the one place. You don't go from one casino to the next.
Very rarely have I done that. I mean, I've been on benders in Vegas where I haven't left my casino for 3 days.
You go to one, and you stay there.
And normally, it's the last time I see the outside is coming in from the airport. The next time I see it is leaving for the airport.
Do you know what people said about Gatlinburg, Tennessee? Was that it's like Myrtle Beach without the beach, that it's a real touristy area, which I didn't realize. I pictured it as a quaint little village.
No, it has a very touristy drag.
I did.
Really?
I pictured it as a quaint little village, 10 minutes from Pigeon's Forge.
With a few shopkeepers.
Yeah, and like they say, walk up and down Main Street, but apparently it's very touristy.
I spent a lot of time a lot of my youth in Gatlinburg and Myrtle Beach.
You did.
And they are interchangeable.
That's what...
Only the scenery is different. One has an ocean, one has mountains.
Multiple emailers said that it's very similar.
You should feel at home.
That's what I said. I said, perfect. I said, that's great.
Now, Gatlinburg has more like kind of a main drag. Now, when you get outside of Gatlinburg, you have quaint cottages.
Yeah, right.
Cabins. Right. Where you'll be staying.
Well, we rented one of those. We rented a quaint little cottage cabin, and it's all wood, it's got a hot tub.
What's the Wi-Fi?
Yeah. They really do that too. We looked for cabins, and they have like arcade games and pool tables, most of them for kids. It's like a kids area. So they really think ahead. And then outside you have the scenery and hot tub on the deck for the adults. You know what I'm saying?
But ew.
Yeah. And they said, don't take glass bottles near the hot tub. I'm sure people like to have a glass of wine or a beer or whatever out there, which what I was planning. And they say, don't test us on this. We do have hidden cameras. So
see,
they could
I tell you,
they could watch you.
Well, they don't want you breaking it because it's a barefoot zone.
Yeah, exactly. But they are anyway in the hot tub area. You are on camera, so they tell you ahead of time.
Keep your clothes on.
Keep your clothes on.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's one of my biggest pet peeves when I see anyone with glass around a pool or a beach.
Oh, I know. Yeah. I don't like that.
I like the fact that they tell you we have a camera at the hot tub to keep you from sexing in it.
They said nobody under like 12 in the hot tub. And no glass in the hot tub.
Although I bet you have your people who'd probably love to be watched while sexing. Like, I hope you're watching.
Yeah, that's a whole subset of people.
That was my whole thing was let's send the kids to the game room and then us get.
Well, you can bring along some duct tape and just cover up the camera.
Yeah,
so you can find it.
Let's get frisky in the hot tub.
Let's pay the fee.
But then my wife said, "Well, I won't be getting into some germy, nasty hot tub."
Yeah,
and I was like, "Yeah, but this is a." Right, exactly. Scott, you wanted to comment on Gatlinburg, Tennessee. I'll be there in the spring. Go ahead.
Yeah, my wife and I just got back Sunday. I took her down Friday for her birthday, and it is just like Myrtle Beach. I mean, we got there Friday. It was 67 degrees, sunny and great, and then woke up Saturday morning to 13 and 6 inches of snow.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, that was a crazy,
fluky storm.
Was weird. But a lot of stuff. I didn't realize it was so touristy. I did. I thought it was a little nestled in the mountains place, Okay, but you had a good time.
Yeah, one of the things your wife will love is I took my wife to several wineries. Mm-hmm. They're right there, like within a block or two of each other.
Okay.
And we had a great time. I mean, there's a lot of stuff to do. There's a ton of stuff for the kids.
Yep.
There's a ton of stuff for the adults. We had a blast. There was like a Hollywood car ride place that had all these different vehicles from movies.
Love it. I hear it's great. You know what else is there, by the way? Thank you very much, Scott. My wife has already researched that, and we will be going. There's a National Crime Museum. OJ's white Bronco is there in Tennessee. I think it's in Pigeons
The
Forge.
white Bronco?
The white Bronco that he drove.
Huh.
Well, he was in the back, right?
Well, excuse me. He was in the back while...
Was it his vehicle or was it AC's?
It was AC's. That's another weird thing about the O.J. Simpson trial. Oh, the O.J. Simpson, let's call it the incident.
The incident.
Involving O.J. Simpson. I can't
call
it...
acquittal?
The acquittal of O.J. Simpson. I've watched a ton of documentaries on this and everything. Well, O.J., there was blood on the white Bronco that O.J. had. So it was taken into evidence. So when O.J. was in the back seat of the white Bronco, I think everybody assumed, well, that's O.J.'s Bronco. It was actually Al Cowling's Bronco. So there's two Broncos here. And the Al Cowling's driven Bronco, Al wanted to be so much like O.J. He bought a Bronco just like he was trying to live just like O.J. So they had the exact same vehicle. And AC drove O.J. in his white Bronco. And that's the one that's in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, which I'll be seeing on my tour of great crimes in American history.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, we're really doing it right now. We're going to just do it up when we go to Pigeons Forge. Speaking of which, Dolly Parton took her name out of contention for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Here this happened, she was nominated to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame a month and a half ago, and she yesterday said, I'm flattered, but I don't feel I've earned the right to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. When it came up, I think people did look at that like, look, you're an American treasure, but it's not rock and roll, is it? It's country.
Well, it's really more on the Rock Hall, just trying to get as many people through the turnstiles as they can.
Yeah, exactly. And she says, I hope the hall will understand and be willing to consider me again if I ever am worthy. She says she'd love to make a rock record, but she took her name out of the hat yesterday. Now, many call that the Kelly curse. Because as soon as I said Pigeon Forge, there goes Dolly.
She's out.
She's out.
Finalizing her press release.
Yes. Right. Right as I said, I'm coming to Dollywood, Dolly said, I'm out of the Rock Hall. I'm not doing this.
I'll see y'all later.
Yeah. Now, there are country artists in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but I don't know. Something about like Johnny Cash is in there, which seems more fitting.
Well, he was around, kind of when rockabilly was kind of the cutting edge of rock and roll.
Yes, and that seems more fitting to me.
But if you if you had to describe him in two words, you'd have to say country artist.
First, I would say country, don't you?
Yeah.
Chet Atkins, Floyd Kramer, Bill Monroe. Are these guys?
He's blue. I think Monroe's bluegrass. I mean, there's nothing rock and roll about that.
Yeah. So I guess Dolly could have worked, but she took herself out of commission.
Well, and the argument goes back to, there's now hip hop guys in the rock and roll Hall of
Biggie's
Fame.
right.
So it's, the argument can continue on forever.
This is just, if they want to open up just the Hall of Popular Musicians, do it.
That's probably what it should be called. That's really what it should be called now, the Hall of Popular Musicians. Hank Williams is in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which I think that works to me, even though he's total country. Does he work like Johnny Cash?
He predates rock and roll.
Yeah.
I think they would say that he had the spirit. I think that's how they got around Hank and some of the other.
Yeah. The term,
like the Johnny Cashes and the Hanks of the world.
The term rock and roll is really loose there in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame now. But anyway, Dolly said she didn't feel like she was worthy, which made me love her all the more. It's like, okay, she recognizes this, and she's not going to be in there. Chris Demm also.
Of the 2 press releases I read yesterday, that's the better one.
Agreed.
One's in-house. One's just within the industry, our industry.
One's self-serving.
Yeah, no one would have any interest in that. But,
no.
You're right. Dolly, I think, was more...
less nauseating.
That's a private inside
it's
joke.
It's private, and I'm sorry I brought it up.
That's a private joke.
One wrote their own press release.
I bet Dolly
one was just quoted.
I bet Dolly had it written for
Well, she did
her.
sign it.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. She was quoted. The other person, I think, wrote his own.
Wrote his own. Well, I know that for a fact.
Big news in the industry.
We have a colleague that's just signed on for another few years and wrote a press release as if anyone gave 2 hoots.
He's back.
Who? What? Who?
Brady?
No. Seriously, he's back. That's right. Chris Demm also tried to tip me off and really help me today. He has shown me something called a hugging pillow that is unbelievable. I saw this photo. You should see it. There's a woman modeling it. Gorgeous.
You.
I'm sorry. But it's a pillow like almost U-shaped. It's perfect for me because you can sleep with your head on the pillow, and then the U tentacle that comes down goes between your legs, and you can hug it all at the same time. It's fantastic.
I'm not sure if it's made for pregnant women, but there are all kinds. The pillow world has changed.
Oh, yeah.
Clearly.
There's pregnancy pillows, and then there's whatever that was, that horseshoe thing.
That horseshoe thing, because that's what I do. I sleep hugging one between legs, one under my head, and then I like one like laying on top of me.
So this is all of that in one piece.
Yes, you can get everything, and it's like U-shaped. It's hard to even explain. It's like it's so revolutionary.
It curls around you, and it's like you into it, and it around you, like an octopus.
Now I got a birthday coming up, and if a special someone is listening, this would be a perfect birthday present.
Full body pillow.
A full body pillow. There's a special someone in my life, and sometimes she listens, and I'm just telling you.
Did you price these things?
No, it's the first I've seen of it, was what you showed me. It's probably hundreds.
Yeah, I didn't look at a price.
I bet it's hundreds of dollars.
You think it's $150?
That's my guess.
You think that much?
Yeah, because just regular pillows that are good.
It's enormous.
True. They're you can buy an $85 pillow that's just a
very
pillow.
true.
You see those. By the way, there's a new thing too there's a soft mechanized breathing pillow that stimulates slow breathing. And if you're stressed, they say this is good for you as well. You can hug it even when you're not asleep. Some college students are hugging their pillows, when they're stressed, like
snowflakes.
The
real world got you down.
Yeah, this is gonna be a tough sell.
Yeah,
a lot of college students are in the student union or the library hugging a pillow to their chest.
Jeez.
And this is a soft mechanized. They call it a breathing pillow that stimulates a slowdown in breathing and helps you if you're stressed. Let's say you're taking a lot of tests and the war in Ukraine has you down and all of those things. It'll help you out. I think you may be right. This could be a snowflake thing. And
that's not going to go over well.
Some are being chastised for holding their breathing pillow, but many young people have gone in for this. Apparently,
did a quick check of your pregnancy pillow is $40.
That's it.
The full support body pillow, $120.
$120. Is that which one did you show me?
It kind of looks like the second one, the full support.
$120.
Worth it.
Totally. Now, this is not a milestone birthday for me, But if a special someone is listening right now, a pillow that
I need a pregnancy pillow.
Yeah, well, you know what? Just go home and say that to her.